Madeleine Herwit, Molly Collette, AP English Literature and Composition P5, January 10th, 2024. An analysis of T.S. Eliot's Gus the Theatre Cat. T.S. Eliot's short poem Gus the Theatre Cat is a reflective work on the passing of time, people, and memories through a humorous account of a cat that works in the theatre industry. Eliot's symbolic cat, along with his anecdotal metaphor of the work it has been a part of, laments the shortness of legacy and interactions through a juxtaposing comic tone, as well as playing the modernist with his hopeful optimism of what it means to live with purpose. Gus the Theatre Cat is immediately characterized as a rather old fellow with a shabby coat, a shaking paw, and a thin structure. It is also pointed out that his name is not Gus at all, but rather Asparagus. However, his name is too long, and therefore he was renamed. Eliot's characterization of good old Gus emphasizes how long he had been a part of the theatre industry. While it may appear that he has stayed so long because of pure enjoyment, it is much more likely that he is forced to work tirelessly to make up for the lack of money he's earned in a lifetime of work. Despite the entertainment the respectable Gus has provided, he has the misfortune of working in a low-wage field that turns a joy he once had for his work into an endless life of debt and cynicism. Although Gus is no longer a terror to mice and to rats, for he isn't the cat that he was in his prime, he still must make a living enough to attempt to die happy and debt-free. A rather important motif presented in this poem is that of the passing of time. Gus, a once revered cat, with all the respect to his name, is no longer even a resemblance of a cat. Eliot creates the question of what really defines a creature. A cat is notoriously an animal that is feared by its prey, but poor old Gus can no longer pose any threat to the one achievement that makes a cat a cat. The point of Gus's existence is taken away as he struggles to resemble the very animal he is. When Gus goes out to bars with his friends, he must face the humiliation of hoping they will pay for his drinks because he can no longer provide for himself. He's lost his respect, his animalistic features, and his dignity. Yet he keeps on living. There is no purpose for Gus's existence anymore. However, Gus is a resilient creature who finds joy in the little things he can. Although he no longer is the star of the highest degree, nor is he getting 7 cat calls from the gallery, he still lives happily. To this, Eliot poses a remark on the reason for the old to live. For those who have nothing left, the memories of the past always serve as a shining light that brings joy into an otherwise meaningless life. Memories serve as the single most important reason for one's existence. For Gus, what keeps him living is fire frore fiddle, the fiend of the fell. As Gus lists all his amazing achievements, it becomes clear that his greatest was his single creation that calls for all of his pride. Once again, Eliot's list of achievements shows off the sad yet meaningful passing of time. Through all that Gus has done, all that he's seen, and all the actors who have come and gone, all the fame that had long left him, it is perhaps the least known thing he has done that brings him all the happiness he lives off of. For this, it is revealed how simple life really is. It may be a distant memory or a simple thought that keeps one going. Through all the hardships, it can be so easy to see the light at the end of the tunnel, no matter how small and obscure it may be. Gus is a reminder that there is always beauty in life, as he found through the thing that kept him in an economically poor choice of work. Perhaps it is the very reason that a teacher teaches for such low pay. To find the smaller things in life is what keeps everyone going. As Eliot reflects on the depressing nature of time, there's an equally juxtaposing buoyancy to his message. For although there is death, pain, and suffering in one life, there's also glee, hope, and perseverance that keeps one cat living on in a dreary society. In the last few lines of Eliot's poem, quote, "But there's nothing to equal from what I here tell. That moment of mystery when I made history as fire frore fiddle, the fiend of the fell," end quote. An inspiring coda to his purpose is rejoiced in the moment that kills the feeling of struggle. If Gus the cat can live such a long life and still find joy in the single achievement he made years and years ago, there is simply no reason anyone else can't. Gus is the metaphorical part of every person down on their luck and a message to keep going on what one is given. As a modernist, Eliot truly does inspire and create an optimism not previously seen in art, Gus being a prime example of hope and inspiration.